Is the rally this week heavier on the optimism or outright euphoria? Let's get to our floor show traders. Trader and Army vet Sarge Guilfoyle, along with Keith Fitz-Gerald, join us. Sarge, of course, we thank you and all our veterans every single day.
And Marine Corps vet. I was both.
Really?
I'm a United States Marine. When these wars started, I was too old to get back in the Marine Corps, so they didn't accept me, so I joined the Army. So I ended up serving in both, and I am therefore loyal to both.
Okay, and the rest of us, I mean, I'm sitting here saying thank you to you, really, much appreciated. All right, are you selling into the rally, or do you foresee a longer contrail of this big move this week?
Well, if you'll recall, I gave you a tradable bottom back on October 13th, and I confirmed the change in trend on October 21st for my readers.
Yes.
And so far, so good with that. It's looking, to me, fantastic. I think we have a couple of months here where the market can go higher. I see about 100 points of upside to the S&P 500. Not that we won't go back and forth, but I think the rest of the year, we might be okay on equities. Next year, we're going to have a recession by March or April. And I think it's going to be a nasty recession. So I'm not telling you to go out further than that. I'm telling you to keep your opinions to the short to medium term.
Okay.
And trade, don't invest.
Yeah, and no one should ever get totally euphoric here, right, Keith Fitz-Gerald? And as we watch what had happened this week, we know that intraday, at the moment, we are just off session highs for the S&P, but still adding. It's been an incredible week. And yet everybody's still looking and hoping for a lower moment than what we were. So my question is, does one good CPI number make a trend?
Well, I mean, technically the answer to that is no. You don't have a single data point that makes a trend. However, what you do have is a collection of people who have just simply had it with down markets. There's never a warning bell. There's never a sign. A light doesn't suddenly go green. What you see is them clean out the shorts. Then you see them take a liquidity run, and everybody starts to move. Now you've got a bunch of people who are on the sidelines going, hey, wait a minute. Is that FOMO? Do I smell that? Do I have to get back in right now? But to the Sarge's point, it's got to be a measured approach, stick to the best companies. But this thing still has a long way to run.
I want to point out some of the best performers for the week so far, and almost really for the month. You've got Salesforce for the leaders on the Dow, Microsoft, Home Depot. Those all look really good. For the NASDAQ, this is interesting. DocuSign, of course, was one of the pandemic darlings, and we're just cycling through all of these to show people how they perform for the week. Meta, of course, appears to be getting its house in order when it comes to organizing the balance sheet here. They've laid off 11,000 people. Very tough week for those employees. But for example, for S&P 500, you've got T. Rowe Price, Dish. So, Sarge, any of these appeal to you before this week?
Sure. I came into the week long Home Depot, long Microsoft. You didn't name them, but long Advanced Micro Devices, long Marvell Technology. And last time you asked me about NVIDIA, I wasn't in it. I have been back in NVIDIA. Okay. So I wrote about the other day. What those all have in common is they're very well-managed firms. Would I buy into Meta Platforms? No, it's a poorly managed firm. I don't want to own that stock. I want to own the stocks where I know the CEOs, they have a track record, and when I listen to them, when I dial into that call, they sound really smart. They sound smarter than I am, and that's my gauge.
Keith, your favorite name right now at a discount?
Oh, my goodness. Bar none, Apple. Microsoft is a close second. But again, I just keep going to echo the Sarge here. You know, if the CEO can explain competently what he's doing, he's leaning forward and into it, that's a good sign, because there's a lot of CEOs right now who have no idea what they're doing. And the dog ate my homework is pretty much the standard earnings call.
Yeah, I pulled that back in the day in 6th grade. Market cap for Apple, $2.37 trillion. All right.
Yep.
Great to see you both. Thank you so much, Sarge, Keith Fitz-Gerald. All right,
Hi, it's Keith here. Thanks for checking out today's highlight clip. What'd you think? Did I make sense? Is there something you'd like to add? Make sure you leave a comment down below, and of course, click subscribe to keep up right here on YouTube, or sign up for the email newsletter at the link below. You can also find me on Twitter and Instagram for my real-time thoughts on markets, analysis, and a whole lot more.